There are three certainties in life: death, taxes, and Katrina Kaif's bad acting. Rohit Shetty's cop universe comes to a full circle in his latest film, the much delayed Sooryavanshi, which was supposed to release before the pandemic hit Bollywood badly. Sooryavanshi begins after the 1993 bomb blast in Mumbai. Now, many years later, when a terrorist group is back in action and planning another mission, DCP Veer Sooryavanshi, played by Akshay Kumar, the head of the Mumbai anti-terrorism squad, is assigned the task of finding their whereabouts and stopping the attacks. Apparently, 1,000 kilograms of deadly explosives were brought into India in 1993 and only 400 kgs were used in the Mumbai blasts. So Veer Sooryavanshi is tasked with finding the remaining RDX and neutralizing the sleeper cells which are about to use them. In a familial twist, Sooryavanshi also has a strained relationship with his wife Aditi, played by Katrina Kaif, because he once severely endangered their son while on a mission. This is the only other subplot in the film, but it doesn't last for too long. And that is how I describe the overall story of Sooryavanshi in a nutshell. Before we go ahead, just a reminder for everyone, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon for weekly Bollywood content. Rohit Shetty had initially announced his cop universe with Singham, which released in 2011, and then came its sequel Singham Returns in 2014. After both films were successful, Shetty then went on to make Simba, which released in 2018, and combined the characters of Simba and Singham together. When the end credits rolled in Simba, it was revealed that there was a third character called Veer Sooryavanshi, who happened to be the third cog in the wheel as far as Rohit Shetty's cop universe is concerned. And this leads us to Sooryavanshi, the fourth film in Rohit Shetty's cop universe, an idea undoubtedly taken from the Marvel superhero universe. While Devgan's Singham was always more intense and Ranveer's Simba was the quirkier, funny guy, Akshay's Sooryavanshi is a mix of both, which unfortunately means sometimes he's neither here nor there, but more on that later. Sooryavanshi, the film, is more about Akshay Kumar's debut in a Rohit Shetty universe, and unlike Simba, the director prefers an in-your-face approach to instill patriotism in the viewers instead of making it more light-hearted, which could have played more to Akshay Kumar's strengths. Now also, the film is an action thriller. So, cinematically speaking, it feels out of place to see the hero delivering long speeches on secularism and patriotism in the middle of tense situations. The Hindu-Muslim Bhaichara speeches, though well-intentioned, get tiresome pretty quick. Now that being said, the film's weakest link is the portrayal of Sooryavanchi's personal life. He meets Dr. Ria in a hilariously bad scene, and the duo's love story is showcased with little conviction. Despite being a veteran filmmaker now, Rohit Shetty's handling of emotions is frankly quite terrible. Now, Sooryavanshi isn't driven by a great script, and neither does it have any extraordinary suspense that could bring about nail-biting moments. Yet, dare I say, there is something positive to say about the film's over-the-top action. It appears that some thought went into designing the shootouts and chases. Akshay Kumar pulls off some of the racy action with Elan. The action setup in Jaisalmer is quite good, for instance. However, the pre-climax scene embraces Rohit Shetty's over-the-top style and becomes quite jarring pretty quick. The main problem is that there is nothing new for an ardent Bollywood action fan. It is all kinetic camera, rapid cheat cuts, exploding cars, and cars going turtle, as is typical of all Rohit Shetty films. If you've seen any of his films, you've pretty much seen it all. Well into the second half, the film brings back the heroes of both Singham and Simba to fight the terrorists alongside Sooryavanshi. There are a lot of in-jokes as the three men team up for the climax in the ATS building. When Simba gets ticked off by his seniors, he says, "I think you're both jealous of me. Koi baat nahi, apna time aayega." And that's probably the wittiest line in the whole film. The most jarring thing about Sooryavanshi was the use of cheap visual effects, especially notable in the helicopter chase scene with Akshay Kumar pulling Sikandar Kher by the scruff of his neck. It actually looked laughably bad. Speaking of performances, Sooryavanshi is primarily an Akshay Kumar film, and from Bell Bottom to Sooryavanshi, this performance feels no more different from one another. His performance, if one can call it that, works for his legion of fans, and that's all that matters as far as box office is concerned. Katrina Kaif, who plays Sooryavanchi's estranged wife, is typically bland and wooden. But there are three certainties in life: death, taxes, and Katrina Kaif's bad acting. After working for more than a decade and a half in Bollywood, she still struggles with her Hindi, and that pretty much sums up her career at this point and beyond. Moving on to the music, the new remixed version of Tip Tip Barsa Pani didn't work for me at all, and that was supposed to be one of the highlights of the film. The cliched villains played by Jackie Shroff, Gulshan Grover, Abhimanyu Singh and Kumud Mishra came across as toothless and pretty much unintelligent for their dangerous assignment. There's absolutely no nuance in their acting, which is surprising because some of these actors are seasoned professionals. This leaves us with Ajay Devgan and Ranveer Singh. I must admit, I find Ajay Devgan's Singham character a relic of old masala films that I thought we had left behind. His grand entry with him stepping out of a jeep, or in this case a military vehicle, and the vehicle left swirling behind is more laughable than clap-worthy. I know it elicits whistles from the front benches, but it's more of an eyesore for viewers who still don't live in the 80s. And then he fights the bad guys, sometimes villains who are 7 feet tall, with not a hair on his scalp being ruffled. Even James Bond in the 80s was not allowed such vanity. Ranveer Singh tries to bring in some fun element into the tired climax of the film, but even that doesn't work this time. The last third part of the film is essentially one hell of a cliched mess to be saved. My concluding thoughts about Sooryavanshi are that it's a typical Rohit Shetty actioner minus the fun elements that define Simba, which I thought was quite fun to watch. Sooryavanshi sticks to Rohit Shetty's patented formula and delivers over-the-top entertainment for the fans of 80s masala. There is nothing new for fans of Bollywood action movies that they haven't seen before. The film gets too preachy at times and is littered with cliched one-note characters who are then unable to rise above the script's follies. Watch it if you have the stomach for crowd-pleasing masala cinema with little nuance. For the rest, there are always some good shows to catch up on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I'm going to go with 2 stars out of 5 for Sooryavanshi. So that's a wrap, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to my review of Sooryavanshi. I'm sure some of you will have your disagreements with me as well. Let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts on the movie. If you think this review was helpful, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notified for future reviews. Finally, if you did like my video, please do smash the like button. See you guys in the next one.